Hi LFU, a very good morning to you all. Now in this particular video, I'm going to discuss the final schedule or final round of revision, or to be very precise, the final 2 rounds of revision in the next 21 days. Okay, don't be shocked, I'll explain to you. Okay, and definitely for the 2023-24 batch. Okay, not for 24-25. So the exam is on March 18th. We have got 21 days and we have done different rounds of revision so far in different ways. Luckily for you all, the exam kept on postponing. So we got more time. And now this is the final 2 rounds. This is very, very, very important to understand. I've explained this in my previous videos that the better you do or how good you do in your last 3 to 4 days before the exam. So this date you can see there, it's 17th. So how good, so different color combination I'll explain to you. But then don't worry, I'll explain one by one. So how good you do in your last 3 to 4 days, ideally last 3 days. Now the problem is last day is always traveling, getting ready. So, and in fact, we have kept 1 day extra in the last day where it depends upon how good you did your first day of the last 4 days. Okay, so you can just reflect it here into this area, or if you want to go selectively of particular subjects, you can also do that. But then how good you do things in the last 3 days before your exam, it's very important. So we have different rounds of revision so far, isn't it? We did our first round of revision in 60 days or 2 months. Then we did it again in the 45 days. Then we did it again in the 30 days. Okay. So in fact, like we actually did it in multiple ways, especially when the exam got postponed. Now we have the next round to come, that is in the 14, or I would say 17 days to be precise. Okay, 20 subjects in 17 days. I know that it is a little overwhelming when you see or when you listen to that, but then we have been doing it at faster and faster pace to reach here, isn't it? So now you are doing 1 subject per day. Now ideally it is not 1 subject per day. We are taking 3 subjects and finish it in 3 days. That's what our plan is. I'll tell you the colors, what do they mean. So it's basically 3 subjects in 3 days. Okay, and prioritizing certain subjects based on the color codes. Now you know this subjects in, okay, forget about this pink which is the last 4 days. Focus on this yellow. Okay, now these subject as subject 1, which is red and orange, these were the subject you all voted in, those who are listening to me as well, outside the academy, you will definitely agree with me, these are the most difficult subjects. Does it mean that you are going to give more time for that? That's a question mark. Okay, because we have given a lot of time for these subjects so far. Is it all these subjects we did it multiple times, giving more times, even these subjects were given 1 week for revision as such, 1 complete week for revision, isn't it? So now we are at a phase where we are just realizing that these are the most difficult subjects. Okay, then you have got, so red is the most difficult for most of you, orange is moderately difficult, your blue is in fact long, and some people might find it difficult. Then you have got your maroon, which is easy subjects, and then your black, which most of you will say that it is fine. Okay, you can do it. So starting your first set of subjects, yeah, a little bit of extra time can be given to the red subject. Doesn't mean that take your 80% of your time for subject 1. No, it is 1 day per subject should be your target, 1 day per subject. But then a little bit, if you want, you can push for your subject 1 in every 3 days. Okay, so that should be your plan. That should what you be realizing it. And the most important purpose of this particular schedule and this particular video is to make you realize the time commitment you have to give and what you have. This should not worry you. Okay, this particular video should not worry you. In fact, it should make you realize the reality. Okay, 1. Second thing, it should make, or you should build a trust on yourself when you're doing this round. First thing, the foremost thing is that trust in your abilities. Some students tell me, like, whenever I learn, I feel that, will I remember it? Or some students tell me that when I learn, I have to do it like fresh. Don't worry. Don't do like you're fresh or you're doing it for the first time. As I've told you, the most important phase is this. So you're exposing all the 20 subjects in this round before you reach this round. Hope you got what I'm saying. You're exposing to all the 20 subjects. I've said this previously also. You're exposing to all these 20 subjects so that when you open the subjects in the last 4 days or last 3 days, you won't feel that it is very different, or you won't feel completely a new feeling. No, you are exposed to it in these 17 days. You were exposed to it in these 17 days. So when you open this in the last 4 days, you will find that many topics are very familiar. And please note one more thing. People have got a wrong misconception or wrong conception or misconception that only difficult questions will come, or what you don't know will only come. So that is what makes people stressed. Okay, no. You have a lot of questions which you find it easy now. No, there's a disclaimer there. You find it easy. Depends upon how good you are preparing, isn't it? Because most of this would be easy for you by now if you were preparing for last 1 year completely. So the topics which you are familiar with, that is definitely the area which is going to be prioritized. Why? You were getting familiarized to it in multiple ways. Now, don't think that whatever I'm finding difficult is going to come. No, that is not true. So, trust in yourself. Do it quickly. Read it. Get familiarized. Okay, when you're reading anatomy, keep in your mind that I'm going to revisit anatomy here, but now my purpose is just to get exposed to this in 1 day. Okay, 1 day. Okay, and yeah, so that is what is going to be your key. Okay, and what should you exactly do? Now, the key is your notes and your dental pulse. Okay, now it's not the time for lectures. Okay, we have done, I've told you what lectures to do, which lectures to do, everything was given to you. Hopefully, either you have got your handwritten notes or you have at least your rough notes, plus definitely the notes provided by the academy. Now, the notes provided, if you have your handwritten notes, prioritize that. Handwritten notes based on lectures I'm talking about, the lecture notes, because that is where you have written it in your own handwriting, so prioritize that. Forget about the PDF notes. Okay, because you can't do everything. You did it definitely, but you can't do everything now. So if you have your handwritten lecture notes, that is to be prioritized. If you don't have it, focus on your academy notes, no problem. But then you have to be little selective on learning them. And one more thing, a caution of advice to you all. Dental Pulse is the book everyone is going to refer or have been referring from day one till now, till the exam. So if you think, if you're not focusing on that, you're going to have problems. So you have to definitely prioritize Dental Pulse. You have to prioritize Dental Pulse. Okay, besides your notes. So what means to say that understand the reality. Everyone is doing Dental Pulse. Everyone is doing Dental Pulse. Definitely don't forget about the mock exams. Okay, mock exam questions are really very, very important. That is the third thing. So what is going to happen? Your notes, your Dental Pulse, your mock exams. These are the three things which you're going to focus. Okay, so now, as I've told you, everyone in India is focusing on Dental Pulse, so you should also. So your goal has to be, in this one round, you're going to finish your Dental Pulse here completely. As I've told you in the last 4 days, there should not be any one particular chapter which you have not gone through. It should be like that. Every chapter, definitely, no doubt, every subject has to be done. Every chapter has to be touched. Every chapter, including your recent questions of Dental Pulse, has to be touched. Forget about the most recent that we will give to you. Don't worry. Okay, and definitely you're getting exposed to it in the mock exams as well. But then every chapter has to be touched in this one round, every chapter. Now, if you're finding like, if you're new, you have not done it previously, something like that, at least do your APG, AIMS, PGA questions and your basic explanation. You don't need to do every details of the recent questions, explanation and all. No need. At this round, no need, at least. So, one round here, one round here. Plus, whatever additional time you are able to spare, do your notes. Now, why is notes important? That is where your thinking process will come into play. You get a new question, definitely you get direct questions from Dental Pulse, you'll be able to solve it. Okay, and you can't miss any question from Dental Pulse, means to say any question from the previous exams, because what is Dental Pulse? A set of question bank based on previous exams. Okay, now, why is your notes and lectures, no lectures, no time now, but now why is your lecture and lecture notes important? Because whenever a question comes in a twisted way, your notes are going to help you to answer it because your concepts are there. So don't forget that too. You have to at least quickly review the notes. I've seen many students saying that I have no time to do notes, so I'll leave it. No, at least turn around the pages and see what did you learn, at least before doing Dental Pulse. But then your priority has to be like what everyone else is doing, that you should definitely do it good. Okay, remember I told you there are two ways to crack NEET. What is one way? To finish the entire syllabus, which is impossible. Second way, learn what everyone else is learning. Plus, a little bit of concepts. So what everyone else is learning right now? Dental Pulse. So if you are doing that and if you're just maintaining yourself into the competition of what everyone else is learning, then you're there. Then the extra comes with notes and mock exams. That also you're going to do. Okay, so don't worry, this is just a general guidelines you will get on your app, on your WhatsApp. You'll get the what each day you have to do, what to be prioritized for anatomy, OMFS, periodontics. Don't worry, this is just a general guideline. We'll be starting today with anatomy, OMFS and periodontics. You can just shift, okay, learn a little bit. You don't need to sit the whole day with anatomy. It will never happen. It will just going to create problems for you. So a little bit of start with anatomy, because that is where when you're fresh. Start with anatomy a little bit. So divide ideally into 1/3. So by the time you reach periodontics, your all energy is gone. Even if you give 1/3 of your time, still you're getting only lesser than that. But it's still fine for you, isn't it? So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, next day again 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Now you come to the third day. You find, okay, anatomy I'm good at, but OMFS I've got a lot to do. Or pedo you have a lot to do. Start with pedo or OMFS here. So that applies for every day. Only small difference, you have got 3 subjects to do here in 2 days. Don't worry, we are coming closer to the exam, so you can just make up for that in these days. One more thing, you have got here 4 subjects, but then radiology is a very small subject, majorly covered in oral pathology. So you can take these 2 subjects as one and these as 2. Okay, again, I know oral pathology and medicine is huge, general medicine is huge, but we have given enough time for that. Right? So now at this round, as I've told you, trust in yourself, read through, familiarize yourself. Okay, now should you do all the questions in Dental Pulse? No, the ones which you have marked. If you want to read question, read it and go. But don't go for the explanation. If you know something about it, don't go for the explanation. Now, if you find something difficult, go for the explanation. If there is something to learn from the explanation, then only go through the explanation, because every second of yours is precious at this stage. So don't go for every explanation saying that, no. You have to be very specific. The explanations which you go is only those which you have marked. Your notes, how to go with your notes. The note has to be again, go through, run your eyes through everything, but then read only those which you find you have marked. You find it difficult. You have been doing these notes multiple times now, isn't it? Now, what about mock exams? Again, you're getting sessions on that. Based on the new questions on the mock exams, you're getting lectures now. Hopefully you have watched the previous lectures, but now you're also going to get on that. So that is going to save your time. But then should you attempt your mock exams seriously? Yeah, that is the key. Okay, your mock exams is definitely going to expose you to the new questions. You have to tackle the new questions. I've said this many a times. You have to learn to tackle the new questions, learn from your mistakes, and get yourself involved for 3 hours, to sit for 3 hours, starting from 9 to 12. That is the time. Okay, so keep yourself involved. Answer new questions. Try to answer new questions, because definitely you will get modified questions. So if you think that I don't know this question, okay, I'm not sure about this question, so I'll answer it. You'll never learn how to answer them. But if you learn it right now, your actual exam is going to be much more easier. Okay, so by this, I'll just end my session here. I'll come to more detailed understanding on our app and on WhatsApp on how to deal with the key subjects. I'll give you the schedule subject by subject. Okay, we've given you already a lot is there, but then I'll give you to be very specified how exactly or where exactly you should be definitely focusing on. Okay, so that is how we will be doing in the coming days. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a great day and all the very best. Don't worry, trust in yourself. That is the factor. Trust in yourself and finish as quick as possible. Okay, all of you. Thank you so much.